There was another pile on the other side of the chair. Does she have any hair left? Hi, my YouTube fam. How you doing? So yeah, this is it. Got my hair cut and colored yesterday. Got it cut shoulder length. It was just a little bit past my shoulders. She thinned it out because I have a lot of hair, which I'm grateful for, and colored it. Oh my, it is quite dark, but sometimes I do go dark and it'll lighten up and it feels so much lighter and not as dry because she, you know, got rid of those dry ends. It's long layers and it just feels so much better, lighter, cooler. Yeah, so I have a few things to show you. I have 2 finished objects. I have some happy mail. Oh, and we're gonna do a little front yard flower bed tour that was requested by Vivian. Hi, Vivian. So we'll do that, and yeah, I'll be right back. This is for Vivian. This is my dead lawn. Yeah, that's a water hose. My last bill was over $200, so yeah. So let's go over here. We have some succulents. Some more succulents. That's a little fairy garden that I made. I'll link the tutorial for that. This is oops. This one is a fake plant. Yeah, and this is some kind of a hedge thing I put there. That's some, what are those called? Tiger lilies, I think? I don't know. There was a hosta. It's dead. Because a squirrel or something pulled it out and I stuck it back in, but it was too far gone. Some more hedgy type things. There's a hosta. It's doing better. Some ladybugs that my sister-in-law's granddaughters made me. And a sun from Dollar Tree, I think. Another hedge type thing. Hosta. This one's doing much better than the other ones. That's a hedge type thing. It grows little red things that are kind of falling off already. I have a bird there. These things, this is some kind of, oh, my shadow. Some kind of perennial thing I planted there. I got a welcome sign here. There's a sun. These are just trees growing over the fence. I painted a bunch of rocks red a few years ago to go with the red trim on the house. And then these are a bunch of trees growing here. Over here, this thick-looking thing is some kind of ornamental sage. I don't know. If I watered them more, you know, it would look better. So yeah, this is along the side of our yard. And then that's the flower bed. Nothing spectacular. So there you go, Vivian. Okay, so this is one of my finished crochet objects. This is from a tutorial that I'll link below if you haven't seen it yet. So this is a top, obviously. I think this is more of a sporty, casual top, just because of the yarn, because of the colors in the yarn. And this is the stitch. There's actually 3 different stitches. These cluster things are made up of 2, a 2-row repeat, and then there's some V-stitches. and it's started at the top and it's worked in the round. I explained all that in the tutorial video, of course. And you should be able to make it any size. It just depends how many rounds you make, because it not only gets wider, that's how you get the sleeves. You don't have to add sleeves, it makes them. So it gets wider and it gets longer as you work with it. And then up to a certain point, you'll have to grab the back and the front and then just work around and around and around till you have it the length that you want. So yeah. So I showed this as a whip, and I talked about the yarn, but I'll talk about it again. It's Big Twist Graphic. This is from Joanne in the United States. It's 35% premium acrylic, 9% polyamide, 56% cotton. It's a 100-gram ball, 470 yards, and it says it's a super fine one. To me, it's between a 1 and a 2. That's just my opinion. And I found it was very, very easy to work with. It is soft. It is very soft, you guys, if you've never tried it. I also have this in pink. I think it's pink and gray and something. It's actually not in this room, of course. But yeah, it's a super fine one. Recommended hook size is 2.25, but I actually used a 4.5 millimeter for this because I wanted it more lacy, more loosey, you know, just for summer, right? And I made it a little bit bigger for myself because it's not 100% cotton, which would be cooler than, I guess cooler than this, because this has acrylic. Anyway, oh, the colorway is mint blue, and it has these blues and the greenish, and I think it's very pretty yarn. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with how the colors worked out. I didn't color control at all. I just let them go where they wanted to go. So this is how I think the front looks, and then the back. This is how can you see me? That's how the back colors worked out. Or you could wear the top the other way around. That could be the front, and this could be the back. Right? Because, yeah, that's just how it works out. So I used a 1 ball, and then this is what I had left of the second ball. So I don't know, 1 1.5, 1 2/3, something like that maybe I used. All right. I think I talked about everything I needed to in that. If not, I will put it across the screen. All right, I'll be right back with my second item. Now this is the other one that I made using the Red Heart. It's a wrap. And I made this one a little longer, and I made it a little tighter because as you work in the round, depending on how many rounds you make, that's how wide your top's going to be. Because when you get to a certain point, you pull it together and see if that fits right, and then you're going to work all the way around till you're finished your top. So that's how you can control, you know, how tight it's going to be. So this one is actually tighter than the Big Twist one I just showed you. All right, so this is the front, and this is the back, and it can be, you know, whichever way you want to wear it. So yeah, so let's talk about the yarn. When I was talking about it in the whip video, I was like, what should I do? What should I do? Should I cut off the red at a certain point and then start using this? I'm going to say it's pink. Should I start using that around the bottom? And some of you said yes, and some of you said no. And you know, I thank you so much for all your suggestions. So I decided if I had enough red that I would just continue with this red and not use the pink or the light red. Oh, this red is actually darker. So you can see it now, I think. But I thought I would just, if I had enough, I'd stick with this red and not use the pink at all. So that's how this worked out. I'm wearing a black tank top under this one right now. And then before I got to the end of the red, I cut it and then I used red to go around the neckline. And then I went back to crocheting the bottom with the red. All right, so I did not quite have enough. So I used all the red in this one. And again, this is Red Heart. It's a wrap. 200 grams, 1,100 yards. And there's 3 colors. There's a purple, a dark red, and then this pinkish. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. Even though I made the other one looser because of the acrylic. Do you guys find acrylic warm or not? Is it? I heard that if you're making an acrylic top or something, you should make it looser than you would a cotton one. Now I'm just realizing there's more cotton in this big twist than there is in this wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's 50% cotton. This big twist is 56% cotton. Okay, and there's 35% acrylic and 9% polyamide. And here's 50 cotton, 50 acrylic. Anyway, I did make this one tighter. Anyway, all right, let's go on. And I used a 4.5 millimeter hook on this one as well. This one is, it says superfine 1. Now it is very fine. Someone was saying that it was a misprint and it's actually a 2. I don't know, it's pretty fine. Maybe it was a misprint, maybe Red Heart, it's a wrap. They classify this as a 2, but they made a mistake on the label. I don't know, it says superfine 1. So I don't know what's going on there. The recommended hook is a 3.25, and like I said, I used a 4.5. What else do we need to know? The color is Romance. So I used up all the red, all the purple and all the red. And I thought to myself, did I buy another one of these when they were $5? Of course I did. So I'm going to show you a little clip here of how I got the red out of here without having, well, I'll show you, because I needed this dark red. So I'll just show you a little clip. I thought, you know, I should show my YouTube family how I did it. All right, so let's watch that clip right here. Hey everyone. All right, so I've decided I want to continue on with the red for this top because I thought I had enough, and I want to not use that pink at all. Whatever color that is, I think it's pink, bright pink or a lighter red. So I thought, you know, I bought this Red Heart, it's a wrap, when it was on sale for $5. So I started thinking, did I buy 2? Of course I did. So thankfully I bought 2 cakes. All right, so when I started this is my very last row on this top. When I started, I thought, oh, I'm not going to have enough to finish this last row because I'm going into that pink. So, dug out my second ball of the very same thing. It's called Romance, this color. And I started well, I had to get to the red, and I started pushing out this purple. And I thought, wait a minute, I should be videotaping this to show my people, my yarny family. Okay, so instead of finding the end of it and then rolling it into a ball or a cake or whatever, I decide I'm going to shove this whole purple thing out. See, I did already, and then I put it back in to show you guys. So the color that I need to get to is the red, which is in the middle. So I'm just going to shove this entire purple out to get to that red that I need. Okay, so here, somewhere here, there's the purple and the red tied together. So let's cut off the red that we need. Cut that knot off that purple. And then I'm going to tie this right from the cake. I'm going to work right from the cake. Okay, I'm going to have to pull this back a bit so I have enough to work with. Go right to that knot. Cut it right out. Get rid of that pink. Put it over on top of here. All right, now I'm going to show you how I knot yarns together. Here's the red from the center of here. Now what I do is I put them, maybe you do it this way too, I put them side by side like that, and then I pick one of them up, wrap it around the other one, and then I tie a knot. And I'm going to put 2 knots because I'm a 2-knot kind of gal, sometimes 3. But I'm just going to tie that end on there. I do have a video, one of my first videos, where I was showing this on my channel. And then you take the end of the other yarn and tie it around. Pull it tight. I don't really trust the manufacturer's knots when you go from one color to the next and they have that knot in there. I pull really tight on them, and sometimes they slip right out, and then I make my own knot. So pull the yarns together like that so the knots go together. And then I cut. I don't cut really close to the knot, but fairly close. And voila, there we go. So I'm going to work from this cake, and then when I'm done, I will cut the yarn, and then I will reattach it to the purple, and then try and shove the purple back in there. So I'll show that part. Okay, when I come back. How do you do your knots? Do you knot like that, or do you do something fancier where you can't even tell there's a knot? I think if a person doesn't crochet, they're not going to notice that knot in your garment. I really don't. Because I know with myself being a crocheter, I actually look at the stitches really closely and everything. I don't look for knots, and I've never actually seen any knots, but I do look at the stitching that people do and everything. That's just the way we are, right? All right, I will be back. Now I finished my garment, so now I want to reattach the center part of this cake. So that's the red yarn. This is the purple yarn. I'm just going to tie them together like I showed you in the previous segment. And then I'm going to work that purple thing back into the middle of the red. Okay, so here's our cake. There's a real cake in the fridge. You know what? I have not touched it. I'm trying so hard to keep away from things like that. Except for ice cream and chocolate. But cake, cookies. Okay, I ate some cookies the other day. Just ignore everything I just said. But I am trying to stay away from that cake. Alright, so not yarn cakes, obviously. So I'm going to try to fit this back in there. So it takes a little bit of struggling. Oh. Where are you? Oh my, where are you? Come on. These things happen when you're videotaping, it seems. But I am going to get this in. I'll probably work on it some more off camera, but yeah, it takes a little bit of struggle. I should have cleared that end out a little more. It's a little bit of a struggle. But, ooh, in the end there, you're going to have, well, I'll fix that up after, but you're going to have a nice looking cake. I think if you just work at it a little bit, your cake is back together. Yeah, it just has to be worked on a bit. But if you're just using it for your own use, I mean, it doesn't have to look that pretty, right? Now, if you need to steal a little bit of yarn from it and then gift it to somebody, well, just kidding. Like we haven't all done that, or most of us. I know I have. Well, I put some in a giveaway, but I had balled it up and I put a ball in the middle. Yeah. So somewhere in the middle of this skein would be your starting, of this cake would be your starting point. So when you pull it out, hold it and then find the center and get that center piece out. All right. It's not the nicest looking, but it's together once again. All right, thanks for watching. So there you go. Oh, all right, hope you enjoyed that. And have you ever done it like that, where you needed the color in the middle, you need to get to it? Yeah, anyway, so it just, you know, ended up back being into a cake. Okay, so I have Happy Mail I wanted to share with you. This was in my mailbox, and that address is below. Of course, you guys don't have to send me anything. You know, it's totally up to you, and I appreciate it so much. I really do. When you do send things, I appreciate your comments, clicking like, subscribing, sharing, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate everything. Everything means so much to me. You guys mean the most to me. You guys are so special. Okay, so this card was from Yvette. She's in Canada, and she sent me this beautiful thank you card. And I opened this in the truck because I had picked up my mail on last Saturday. Today's already Thursday. But I had opened it in the truck because I don't usually film on weekends. And when I opened it and read it, and I'm not going to read it out loud, but I read it and I'm like, oh my God. I read it to my hubby. I looked over at it, oh my gosh. And so he smiled and I said, you know, sometimes we just don't know what we do for others. So, Yvette, thank you for all your amazing words. I'm glad I could help you out. I'm not a therapist. I'm just someone who just wants to share my love of crochet and everything. And I know sometimes people are therapeutic. My cats are therapeutic. Pets are therapeutic. They didn't go to school to be a therapist. I'm sorry. But you don't even know what you're doing for other people. And Yvette, I just thank you so much for, you know, being able to help you, giving you some joy in your life, and you give me joy. I thank you all for just every wonderful thing. You encourage me. I get joy from reading your comments and knowing you're there, watching me and learning from me. And I learn from you. You put great tips in the comment section. Everything is just, you guys are just amazing, every one of you. So Yvette gave me some of these really neat tags that you put on your handmade clothing. I don't have any of these. I have seen these online so often. And I'm like, oh, I'd like to have those, but I've never ordered them. I wanted to, and now I have a whole bunch. She sent me a whole bunch. Thank you so much, Yvette. There's some smaller ones here that are so cute with the ball of yarn on there. And they say, it says handmade with the ball of yarn. And that is cute. This is a different ball of yarn on there. It says handmade. And this one says handmade with a heart, love. These are great. She sent me a whole bunch. A whole bunch. I love them so much. And I am going to put these to use. And thank you so much. Yes, I can use these, most definitely. There's a whole bunch here. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. And thank you again for that card. It means the world to me, and it just, I'm just so happy that I have this effect on people. But you know what? It's the Lord. The Lord, I allow the Lord to work through me. I mean, we can not allow him to, but I choose to allow him to because I believe in him, and without him, I'm nothing. All right, you guys, you take care. Love you all. Bye.